Welcome. I am Gloria, Poccia, Pritts, and today I'm going to have an oral history program, and our very special person that we're going to hear about their oral history is Bernardo Fraioli from Mamaroneck. Benny, may I call you Benny instead of Bernardo?
Yeah.
Yes? Fine. Tell me, how old are you now?
I'm in May. I'll be 72 in May.
You'll be 92 in May. God bless you. You're doing
May
very...
the 1st.
May the 1st. And I'm told you still drive a car.
Why not?
Why not? Fabulous. That's what I like. Why not?
I got a chauffeur
Yeah,
license.
yeah. Well, tell me, Benny, how did you come to be in Mamaroneck?
Well, my father called for the family in 1902.
That means that he was here before.
He was not.
And where did he come from?
He come from Colfelice.
Colfelice in Frosinone province in Italy.
Yeah.
That's perhaps about 15 kilometers north of Cassino.
Right.
South of Rome, in between Rome and Naples, Colfelice.
Halfway.
Halfway. Lovely place.
Near Roccaseca.
Have you ever been there?
Yes.
Yeah?
1914.
You did? Oh. Well, but before we go to 1914,
Yeah.
tell me, your father came here
1900.
in 1900, and you said that he is the first Fraioli to
That's
be
right.
here in Mamaroneck?
Him and his brother came here.
Oh, and we have very many Fraiolis.
Then he called for all his cousins,
Really?
his nephews, the Don Francesco, the evangelist.
And that's how come we have so many Fraiolis here in town. That's wonderful. We're happy to have you. You're a wonderful family.
Thank you.
So anyhow, then your father sent for his family, which meant his wife, and what children?
Was Mrs. Quadrini.
What's her first name?
Felice.
Felice, your
My-
sister Felice, yeah, who married a Quadrini.
And one was born here, Angelina, the last, she's still living. But Christina
Yeah.
and Christina, Angelina, Gaetano's my brother. He died at 96.
Oh.
But,
He was age 96.
None of them went to school, only except Christina went to school.
She went to school.
She was a smart
How old
girl.
were you when the family arrived?
1902, 1900.
Probably about 5, 6. Yeah. Did you go to school?
I only went. I was in the 3rd grade, and my father put me out of school to go to work.
To go to work. Well,
I
that
wanted
was
an
the thing to
education,
do.
but I couldn't
yes.
get it.
Well,
I
but
had to go to
I think you managed just fine in your life.
Thank God I did.
Oh yes, yeah.
I learned the
So
hard way.
now you're telling me that in 1914 you went back to Colfelice to visit?
My brother got married.
Yeah, in Italy.
He got married here.
Yeah.
And the day after he got married, my father took the family to Europe.
Oh.
And when I got into Europe, after about 5 months, I got caught in World War I.
Oh.
I came back in 1920.
Oh my! Did you serve as a soldier in World War
I was in
I?
the 1st Regiment Alpino.
Alpino, the Italian regiment. Did you see fighting?
What?
Did you see any fighting?
Me?
Any shooting?
No,
Yeah.
I didn't want to kill, and I didn't want to get killed.
Right.
I was
right.
a deserter for quite a while.
Well, I don't blame you.
And
Right.
I know I did something wrong.
But where did you desert to? Did you go back to Colfelice when you deserted the army?
No, I couldn't go back there.
Oh, because that's where they'd
I
find
was
you.
in the mountains near France. I was in France for a while.
Oh.
But then they put out a degree in 24 hours after about 6 months.
Yeah.
24 hours if you didn't turn in.
Yeah.
If they caught you, they'd have put you on the firing squad.
Oh dear.
And when they started to do that, I went back.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my. This is a picture of you when you're 18 years old. So this had to have been right after World War I.
No, it was during World War
It was during World War I.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a handsome man,
Yeah,
Benny.
well-
Handsome. Oh, yes. Very much so. So, all right, after the war was over, you came back to the United States.
I had to wait because you had to have a claim to come back to the country. Although I was here, it didn't make no difference. I went to the American Consul in Rome. I went to the American Consul in Naples. They says, we can't help you.
Yeah.
I had to wait till my brother called me back in the country. And I landed here in 1920.
Oh, and then what did you do in 1920?
And I came here, I went and worked for the Merrill School.
Oh, in 1920. And what did you do for the Merrill School?
I used to milk the cows.
Oh, you didn't? How many cows?
I had 12 cows to milk.
Uh-huh.
And I used to separate the milk and make cream.
Oh, my.
I used to make the ice cream for the club.
I want to show you have a lovely book of Merrill School. Can we show the front page of the booklet? Quite a large booklet describing the merits of Oaksmere, which was the Merrill School.
Merrill School.
And where was
down where Beach Point is today?
The Beach Point Club is Oaksmere, the Merrill School.
All that area was for the Merrill School.
Uh-huh, wonderful.
And there's where I met Lillian Gish.
You
she
did?
Used to come and see the girl exercise at the field.
Oh. What kind of a person was Lillian Gish?
She was a very nice looking girl.
Very nice.
Very
oh,
nice
beautiful.
What
size was she? Was she a small woman?
Oh, no, she was well built.
She was, huh?
She loved to see exercise, and she used to come and talk to the girls and down at Beach Point.
So you're talking about working at the Merrill School in the 1921, 22, around that time?
Yeah.
And you spoke to Lillian Gish. Did you do anything with the D.W. Griffith movie studios there at Oriental?
No, my brother used to work there with his horse and wagon.
He did?
Yes.
Oh, what did he do with the horse and wagon?
I don't know. They used to have him to show them on pictures or something.
Yeah, whatever. However they needed to use a horse and wagon.
A lot of people from down at Washingtonville that had nanny goats and cows and horses, you know.
Did you ever go and watch them do any filming at?
I went to many times to look at when they were making pictures, but I didn't.
Of course, you were there anyhow because you were busy at the Merrill School milking the cows.
That's right.
Of course, and you were very busy. And you separated the cream from the milk?
The milk made
How did you do that?
Well, I had a machine.
A machine.
And I used to have a state inspection at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my goodness!
To make sure that everything was clean.
That they would come as a surprise.
That I cleaned the cows and I washed their bag, you know.
Of course,
before
the
I
udders.
Milk them. Oh, I'm telling you.
Oh, isn't that wonderful?
And
so that is so interesting.
And Mrs. Merrill was a wonderful woman.
Wonderful woman.
She
very
loved me
sweet.
just like a son.
Yeah. Did you live there on the school grounds at the time?
I lived upstairs about a year up in the barn. I had a bedroom.
Oh, how nice! How convenient!
I used to have a bike, and the girls used to ride my bike.
Oh.
I never had a chance.
You had a bicycle in order to get around, to go back to town, to visit your friends and such. Is that right? I mean, that was your means of transportation, riding the bike, right?
That's right.
Okay, so then what other kind of work did you do? You said you went into construction?
And then from there, I went to work for Mike Staub.
Yeah, Mike Staub.
We built Staub's Court.
Yes.
The hotel.
Did he teach you how to do construction work?
No.
No?
I went there as a laborer.
Yes.
I broke Washington's hut, took all the stones down, and and carried them.
You're talking about where Washington Arms is now, on the corner of Orienta Avenue and the Post Road, what we call Washington Arms now. And it has this gorgeous chimney that...
it's from the stones of Washington's hut.
Okay, it wasn't Washington's hut, it was the Disbrow House.
Who?
Disbrow House. There was an old house there on that corner that had the chimney, the stone chimney from way back from the Revolution.
They took that house down.
Yes. And so what you did with the stones?
I brought them where to make the chimney and the fireplace for the hotel.
Oh, so Benny, you're telling me that those stones in that fireplace were original stones from the Disbrow House that was still standing during the Revolution.
Right.
Oh, that's fabulous. I'm so pleased. I was hoping that was so.
Assunta Cordy was the mason.
Oh, Assunta Cordy.
He was a friend, a great friend with Mike Staub.
Yes.
And, I was
who else worked on that chimney with you? Do you remember,
just
besides
me and him?
You and, and Assunta Cordy? And of course, Assunta Cordy died as a young man.
Yeah.
Yes, that was. Yeah, so you're just around. How fortunate that we have you to tell us it was so.
We used to live right next to property. Right in back of.
On Hall Street.
On Old White Plains Road.
On Old Post Road.
Old Post Road.
Yes, you lived there.
It was McCabe's barn.
Oh.
Then they moved it up ahead where they got the automobiles and what do you call it. But there was 4 rooms upstairs in the attic.
And that's where you lived.
And my mother had 9 or 10 boarders, all her cousins and relatives.
Of course, that was the life in those days.
And I used to watch people used to come from all over with horse and wagon. They used to see Washington's face, but I was a kid. I couldn't see it.
No, you couldn't see it. No, I think when you see it in the photographs, they enhance the outlines of it to show it. So tell me more about your mother and all of these boarders. You, of course, had outside plumbing. How did she wash clothes?
She had to put them in a big basket and go to the brook.
Go to the brook. You're talking about the Sheldrake River. Yeah, that we always call the brook.
That's right. Or wash them with a big wooden tub home. Get the water out of the well.
Where was the well?
It was in the ground next to the house.
Next to the house. And how did she dry the clothes?
She used to hang a big line and hang them on a wall, on her fences.
That's something.
And she had to cook for 9 or 10 people.
Yeah.
Who wanted macaronis and who wanted minestrone, who wanted,
Yeah, but these are all these good things, you know. But my way, I'd have macaroni and minestrone all the time.
We have it every night.
Sure. So now, tell me, you worked at Larchmont Gardens when they were building the pond.
Yeah,
Tell me about that.
I was a water boy.
Water boy. Yeah. So you were just a little thing.
I was I think it was 1908 or 1909.
So you were probably about 9 years old, 8 or 9 years old.
I was about 10, 11 years old.
Where did you get the water?
From the waterfalls.
From the waterfalls there.
And I worked there about a year.
Oh, you did, as water boy.
I had a lot of relatives of mine, cousins and uncles
relatives.
who used to work there. And
what kind of an area was it? Was it swampy?
Oh, a very swamp with snakes about 6 foot long. A lot of rabbits, a lot of foxes.
Really?
Oh my God!
So it really was.
They only dug it about a couple of 2 or 3 feet.
Yeah, that's all.
And put the dirt all around it.
To make a basin to hold the water.
I had a tough job watering up trees in the middle of the lake.
Yeah. How did you get there? You probably went through and got your feet wet.
And walked.
Why did they leave that circle in the middle with the trees? Just to make it look pretty, and maybe for the animals that were around. Could that be?
They planted willow trees there.
Yeah.
And I had
Now, in addition to the rabbits and the snakes, were there fox?
A lot of foxes.
A lot of fox?
Oh boy, I'm telling you.
What color was the fur on the fox? Were they gray foxes?
Oh, they were kind of, some were gray, some were a little darker.
Yeah, yeah.
But there was a lot of rabbits and
Did you see
some
deer?
deers.
You did see deer?
Oh, and how.
Yeah, yeah. So that really got you, you were a go-getter. Oh,
Then
Benny,
from
that
there
was
I went to work to
wonderful.
Larchmont Woods,
You did, and what did you do in Larchmont Woods?
a water boy.
Again, a water boy. Yeah, you
Over
were
there
still little.
they cut thousands of trees.
Oh,
And they had a mill, a sawmill.
yeah.
They used to make the railroad ties for the railroad
the
that
railroad.
went through from Mount Vernon to White Plains.
Yeah, okay, the New York
And then
Central.
from there I went to Quaker Ridge Station.
Uh-huh. Oh.
I
What
went-
did you do there in Larchmont Woods? You were water boy also?
Water boy all the time.
Oh. Do you
That was
remember how much money you made as water boy?
50 cents a day, 10 hours.
Oh. And I guess maybe you were lucky.
And I couldn't keep
Yeah.
a penny.
No, Papa needed it. Yeah, yeah, but that was how you had to live at that time.
They wouldn't let me buy a second-hand bicycle either. Had to walk.
You had to walk, yeah.
Had to be on a job at 7 o'clock in the
How were
morning.
the workers? Did they treat you nicely?
What,
The people who were working there that you brought them?
most of them were all related of mine.
Oh,
Because when I used to get the job,
uh-huh.
the foreman on the job would say, get me the men. And I used
Yeah,
to
yeah.
bring my cousins, my uncle following me.
Well, that was the thing to
It was
do,
all
though. That was
practically
wonderful. Why
all
not?
in the family.
Yeah. And after Larchmont Woods, then what did you do? Where did you go? Well, tell me about Larchmont Acres. You did something with Larchmont Acres, the building of Larchmont Acres.
Larchmont Acres.
Acres. The tall apartments there on
Oh, all those apartments.
right,
La Sala was the contractor.
La Sala.
I was a carpenter.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
And you went to work
I
for
built
him.
scaffolds.
Oh.
And
Wooden scaffolds, of
Wooden
course.
scaffolds.
Scaffolds.
And I used to have, like, the buildings were close to each other.
Yeah.
I used to have a scaffold made from one building to another. They didn't have to, like, if they were working on the 3rd or 4th floor, they didn't have to go down and then go up. From
Yeah,
there, I
yeah,
used to make a
yeah.
runway,
Yeah,
To
to
the
go
other
from one
building.
to the next building. Oh,
and I worked 25 years for La Sala.
You
They
did.
never told me once, do this or do that.
you knew in the building what had
And
to
then
be
they
done.
Harry La Sala put me in business.
Isn't that lovely? What kind of business, Benny?
Mason work.
Mason work?
I did.
That you had your own business?
I did about 10 or 15 synagogues, about 20 high schools.
Did you do any synagogues here in Westchester?
Oh yes, I did the synagogue in Harrison.
You did.
I did the addition here at the police station, the courthouse.
The courthouse.
I did that. Remember, I didn't do much around, but
Uh-huh.
all the work was like
Yes, yeah.
Sleepy Hollow High School,
Oh,
Edgemount High
beautiful.
School.
You did?
I did the Andrews Home Memorial.
Now, you built all of that? You were the...
all the brickwork.
all the brickwork on it? Oh.
And everybody, all the bricklayers that worked for me, I teached a lot of young children.
Yes, the trade.
And
Uh-huh.
and I had to help the boys from the colleges to close up in the summer for a couple of months. I used to instruct my laborers to find a job for a couple of months to give the children,
Yes.
the young boys,
Yes.
a chance to make $1. And
Right,
boy,
in order to pay for their education. That's wonderful.
they
That's
made
really wonderful.
they made a lot of money.
Tell me about when you lived down in Washingtonville and Clay Street. Where is Clay Street?
Where Center Avenue is.
Center
they used to call
Avenue.
that Clay Street.
Oh.
And believe me,
What was it, Clay Street because it was dirt clay?
clay.
Really?
One time, the milkman, with his horse and wagon, he got stuck. He had to have help people to pull the horse out of the mud.
Really?
It was so muddy.
So muddy.
God,
Well,
it was,
probably the Sheldrake River, the brook would overflow, and it would just.
When we had a flood, all the animals like the pig, because a lot of people that had nanny goats,
yes, of course,
sheep and pigs, they had to go up Grand Street because the animals used to get out of with the flood and swim up on a high mountain. Up Lynch's Hill.
And so up at Lynch's Hill, and that's where they would have to go to retrieve them.
And when the tide went down, they used to come back home.
Yeah. Now, Clay Street, was it just from Old White Plains Road to the brook, or was it on to Fenimore Road?
Well, they used to, Clay Street was right at the corner. You go straight, you hit Fenimore Road.
Yes, okay.
From Old Mamaroneck, Mamaroneck Avenue.
Yes.
And Old Mamaroneck Road.
Yes.
All them streets were small, but there were all little farms some days.
There were.
They weren't.
Everyone had their big garden.
Every had a garden of a pig pen and little barn
and
with
a
sheep
goat.
and
They didn't have cows though. They had small animals. Oh. Well, they had chickens.
A lot of chickens.
A lot of chickens. I mean, you know. I think that's how come we were so healthy.
A lot of nice people. Believe me, they were good-hearted.
Yeah. Good-hearted, willing to share everything they have. Yes.
They used to share with each other.
Yeah, What did they do for entertainment?
Who?
The people at that time.
Yeah, they used to cook, wash clothes, mend
There was
clothes.
no entertainment?
They didn't have no automobile to go out, spend the day.
Yeah. Well, I think when we're talking about gardens, I'm just going to show some snapshots of you in your garden. Tell me about your garden now.
Well, I raise about 500 plants of tomatoes a year.
500? Benny, what do you do with 500 plants of tomatoes?
They consume it. A lot of friends.
Yes. Oh, and they bottle the tomatoes to make tomato sauce for the year.
You got enough to eat.
Yeah.
A lot of children come when they go back from school.
You're sharing your garden too, huh? You share your garden now like the old folks did?
That's right.
Did you ever raise any prize tomatoes or vegetables?
Prize?
You know, ones that were really big?
Big stuff?
Big tomatoes?
I don't care for them.
You don't care for them?
I got a type of tomatoes that's about 65 years, the seed.
The seed, the
it's
same
beef heart.
seed? Beef heart.
Not beefsteak,
no,
beef heart. They're out of this world.
And you have the seed from them that you
make seed
every year?
That's right.
Oh, Benny, you are so clever. That's wonderful. Absolutely. Well, now I have some pictures here of you hunting. Now, let's see this one. Who's in this picture? And we'll show it.
It's me and Nunzio DeRusso.
Oh, you and Nunzio DeRusso, you've just been...
that's about 40 years old.
So then this was probably in the 30s or 40s?
Yeah.
You...
Yorktown Heights and hunt. Upstate.
Oh, that was really country.
And we used to kill a lot of deers.
Yeah. Why did you kill the deer?
Huh?
Why did you kill the deer? Did you need it for food?
For sport.
For sport.
Then, after quite a few years, I was up in Yorktown Heights, and I was alone.
Yes.
I went there on a farm. A farmer gave me a permit to go kill some deers. And while I was down in a swamp, like a little deer, I thought it was a fox.
Yeah.
I put up my gun right away to shoot, but she came that I seen it was a deer. I froze, and she started dancing. You know, I thought she'd run away, but she came to me and right between my legs. I cried. I smashed the gun on a stone, and I quit. No more hunting.
No more hunting.
And for penalty, I've been feeding the animals for over 35 to 40 years.
You mean
still feeding the geese.
Because because you feel so strongly that
That's
the
right.
hunting that you did was so terrible, you now feed the birds and
That's
the
right.
ducks
I still go down. I was
you
down
do.
this morning with about 100 pounds of food.
You went down to Harbor Island this morning.
Yeah.
Oh, Benny,
I go
you
in.
mustn't do that. Those geese are awful.
Look, the animals, they're
living. They're living.
They gotta live.
Yeah,
They gotta live.
yeah.
And
But Harbor Island is so beautiful, and that
I
was
know it.
really
They
made
should.
for people.
they should do what's necessary.
Yes,
They
and
don't-
what do you feel?
If they don't want to shoot them, all they gotta do is get some bread and put some alcohol in it and get them drunk, easy, and catch them.
You
And give them
mentioned
to people.
you mentioned before that there's
That's
so
right.
many homeless and hungry people, and we have so many geese.
There's
That
thousands of them.
yes, that that perhaps might be a very good solution.
Yes.
Yeah. I have a picture here of you celebrating your 90th birthday.
That's right.
And who else is in the picture with you? Do you see? Is it your daughter?
My daughter-in-law is there.
Your daughter-in-law?
over there.
How many children do you have?
Two girls and one boy.
Oh, how nice. Lovely family. And what about grandchildren?
I got one has 2, one has 6, one has
Oh, so you have a full
10
you have a
grandchildren.
full house.
10 grandchildren.
Wonderful, wonderful, Benny. Tell me about what was Harbor Island like when you first came?
Harbor Island was there used to be a barge used to bring the sand from I don't know where they used to come from.
Yeah.
And there used to be a dump. We used to go down there and shoot the rats.
And what about seagulls?
When I was working,
Yeah.
I always had a gun, a double barrel in the
Uh-huh.
I used to kill more pheasants
Oh.
down Oriente. And when I used to work in White Plains, even on North Avenue, whatever it is, I used to kill pheasants on the farm.
We were a rural
give 'em to
community.
people.
Yeah, we were a farming
Quaker
community.
Ridge. We used to,
Yeah.
Sometimes before I used to go get to a job, I killed 3 or 4 pheasants.
Uh-huh.
Nobody said anything about you shooting or anything.
Well, there were so many less people at that time that you could shoot and not be afraid you're going to hit someone or someone's house. Now we are really, a city place, an urban place with so few lots. We used to have empty lots all over the place, didn't
Oh,
we,
yes,
Benny?
we had a lot of land. Now we got nothing.
Yeah.
There's nothing left
Yeah.
in Mamaroneck.
No. One of the I can't see it. One of the things that you did tell me is that by coincidence, I mean, Benny, I did not know you until we came here to talk, right? I had heard of you, but now you told me that when your father first came that he stayed with my grandmother and grandfather as a boarder. Is that right? What was your father's name?
Antonio Fraioli.
Antonio Fraioli. Oh. And when did he die?
Huh?
When did he die?
Oh, he died. He was about 72 in Europe.
Oh, he did. Yeah, he went back.
He went back.
Yeah.
1914.
Yes, yeah. Do you remember any parades in Mamaroneck?
Oh, sure. We used to have a lot of parades.
You did. Were you ever in the parades?
Oh, sure. We used to, when they used to have a parade, the church, St. Vito's Church,
Yeah.
bring the saint house to house, and they used to hang $1 or $2, you know.
Mm-hmm. Did they have fireworks?
Yes, there was a firework. And we used to, like on 4th of July, we used to shoot a lot of double barrel at night.
Double barrel fireworks?
No, nobody said nothing.
No,
No,
no.
it's about 25 or 30 years now
Yeah,
they stopped.
yeah.
We used to celebrate a lot.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember big bonfires they used to have at Mamaroneck Avenue School?
What?
The big bonfires they used to have at Mamaroneck Avenue School?
Yes.
Yeah.
I went to that school for about 5 or 6 months.
You did?
I was just ready to get it in the 3rd grade, Mrs. Kerr. When my
Mrs.
father
Kerr?
put me out.
Yeah, yeah.
Miss Lewis was the principal.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you like her?
Miss Hake, Miss McLaughlin.
Really?
Yeah. There was only about 4 or 5 teachers.
Yes, yeah. Was that at Mamaroneck Avenue School
Yeah.
or the Depot School?
Mamaroneck Avenue.
Mamaroneck Avenue when it was first built. Yeah, yeah.
Those were nice days.
You know what you didn't tell me? That when your father came to the United States, okay, and he went to Grand Central, and he knew that he had to take the train to Mamaroneck, where he had friends
here. He didn't take no train. He walked.
He walked.
From New York, when he got off the boat, from New York, he followed the railroad track, and at daybreak he was in Mamaroneck.
Oh.
And he got a job working at the railroad.
Oh, my.
And then at night.
Now he got a job working on the railroad. Was it because he, how did he get that job with the railroad?
He asked for a job.
Oh.
And he worked. He worked. Although he walked all night.
Yeah.
He worked all day on the railroad ties.
Right, right.
And then he met this friend.
Yeah.
And he took him to his house.
And what was his name? La Roca?
La Rosa.
La Roca, yeah. That's how friendly we were.
And from there,
then and now, that's
he
right.
met your grandfather. And they worked, talked together.
Well, I would like to finish off our talk, okay, with a poem that's on your 18-year-old picture. And I really feel that that poem says a lot about you, because you have kept it, Benny, with your picture. So therefore, I have a feeling this is how you feel. And I would like to then read it. And it says, I needed love, and God sent me you. I needed strength and courage too. I lack the rhyme, the why of living. God gave me you, and in the giving, I found new eyes with which to see. God gave me the world when He sent you to me. Now, that is absolutely beautiful, and I have a feeling that that's exactly how Mamaroneck feels about you, Benny, that we are so happy God sent you to us. Thank you so much.
I'm very thankful I met you, and I wish all the people of Mamaroneck good health.
Fine. I know you do, Benny.
Prosperity.
Yes. Bernardo Fraioli, thank you so very, very much.